Tonight is all about the messy middle of parenting, decisions that don't come with a manual, cameras in a teen's room, school choice that shapes the child's future, a cat that somehow co-parents better than you expected, kids who take advantage when you're sick, and the guilt that creeps in when you're actually enjoying working outside of the home. This part of parenting where you're doing your best, even when it doesn't feel like enough. And that's the thing. If you're trying to parent correctly, it's not going to feel like enough.
Yeah.
I just want to point this out.
Sorry.
It's just the nature of the beast, because you always want to be a better parent, and because you always want to be a better parent. No matter how high you get is trying to be better, you're never going to satisfy yourself, because you're going to try to be better. And so it's just, you're setting yourself up, not necessarily for failure, but for self-doubt in the long term. And now at some point, especially those of us who have multiple kids, you just kind of give up and just do the best you can, and you accept that that's what it is. Well, you'll apologize to their therapist later, right? You know, it's just accept it as life. And we kind of deal with that. But before we get on, we want to let you know you can find us at latenightLove.us. You can send us your questions, comments, suggestions, etc. to love@latenightLove.us, and you can do the like, subscribe, share, and do all that fun stuff for us as we work our way through trying to figure out how to make this little show grow. It's never been a focus, but we should try to figure it out.
I thought you were doing that. I have no idea.
I've been busy.
I'm fine the way things are until we get around to it.
I didn't say I was doing it fast. I said we should get to it. We're working on it. We're slowly working on these things.
Oh my goodness. Sorry for the coughing.
All right. So there we go. You can find us at latenightLove.us. And you can find us on various networks. I should cut this up now that I have second angles, camera angles, etc. You know, my angles are quite a little off. My camera placements are a little off. But that's one of those things we work through as we... Is this on a timer? Oh, see, I like that it has this feature, but I'm annoyed that I accidentally hit it.
There we go.
So you can have just to touch everybody that you guys are knowing. There's banners now. You can set them as on a timer. So you can set it. It'll go on for 15, 30 seconds, whatever it is you set it for.
Oh.
And so it goes off, right? So you don't have to manually turn it on and off, which is a great feature, except when you accidentally hit the little timer button and don't know it, and you're wondering, why is it going away? I just hit that. And so anyway, I was a little confused, as happens when you are an old parent. So confused a lot. You're just confused a lot. All right, let's start. Oh, you're just jumping off with the good one, with the easy one today. All right.
Is cameras in a teenage daughter's room okay? Now, she had one, and she said it was pointed down, so you couldn't see anything.
Wait, she's talking
in her room,
like a webcam or something?
Audio is really what she's worried about, somebody breaking into their teenage daughter's room, or somebody sneaking in and out, you know.
Okay, well, if you're worried about that, you put the camera outside with the window, and you put a camera in the hallway. You don't put a camera in a teenager's room.
No, sorry.
No. You put the surveillance.
Verboten.
You put the surveillance on the entrances and exits, right? So you put a surveillance camera in the hallway, right? Public area. No one's really expecting privacy in a hallway. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, we can talk about whether that's appropriate or not. But, I mean, you really could just do the doors and windows. But the other option is then you put a camera outside her thing so you can catch a window if she's sneaking outside or sneaking people in. Do that one. And that's how you deal with any issues of people sneaking in, right? Okay. If that's what your actual worry is, you do the entrances and exits.
Do we really want to talk about how audacious this is?
in the modern world with modern parents, I'm not surprised, which is why it's not a bigger
Reaction.
reaction.
I'm incensed.
Most of us would be flipped out, but I'm thinking, what, as someone who's 30?
And you should have been able to have privacy when you were a teenager too, by the way.
Oh, they had privacy when they were a teenager.
They had a camera.
Not when they were a teenager.
Yeah, when she was a teenager, she had a camera in her room.
Well, but who put the camera? There was no cameras 15, 20 that could go in rooms. She must have had rich parents who could put surveillance cameras and stuff in her room. Because what, you figure if she's got a teenage parenting now, she can't be much younger than 35 lowest.
Yeah.
Which means, so you're
90s.
Yeah, so you're backing up to mid-90s. We didn't have this kind of security cameras that could see in the dark and hear. We didn't have, those were really freaking expensive. It's not like you could go to Amazon and buy them for $29.99.
Well, I'm just saying, she said she had one in her room.
I have one. She had a webcam in her room. Someone lied to her about it. Back in the 90s, I mean, okay, anytime you had a webcam, theoretically, someone could break into your thing, turn your webcam on, and listen and watch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is she trying to say her parents were using her webcam to listen?
No. There was one in her room, and it was face down.
I'm calling, she doesn't know what she was looking at. Because those things were really expensive back then. They weren't like ubiquitous like they were today. So
Okay.
I'm guessing maybe it was a dummy camera and someone lied to her. So she tried to get her to behave.
No, she found it.
Found it. I'm having doubts about this lady's initial part of her story, trying to justify her wanting to put cameras up in her daughter's room.
Why can't the child have some privacy? She don't need you all the time.
If you're really worried about it, you camera the entrances
and the exits. There you go.
That's the solution to that.
Yeah.
Okay. Whether I would do that or not is an open question, but that's as far as you can really go.
Yeah.
You don't camera teenagers from.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Do we send our kid to the closest school to us or to a better school in the district?
You have a moral obligation to give your children the best education you can manage. And if that's a closest school, then you do that because of time constraints. Sometimes you can't send them to a farther away from school because you've got to get to work or you've got to be close enough to walk so they can get home. Those decisions all factor into this, right? You can get a great education in a crappy school if your kid is focused.
You can.
If you and your child are focused. But if the better school that's a little farther away works into that calculation, don't you have a moral obligation to try?
Yeah.
I mean, social goals and all of that kind of stuff, the broader desire to have, a quality of education and all that stuff aside, you have the highest moral obligation to take care of those in your immediate care. And you have to do the best calculational decision you can make. And sometimes it might be, I'm going to send them to the worst school, the school that is apparently worse. Not all times. Tests don't always tell the, rankings and whatnot don't always tell the whole story. They might not test well, but maybe they've got a great theater program and your kid is a theater kid. Which school are you going to send them to?
Yeah.
Maybe the rich, the better school does generically do better, but maybe this school does, there's a program that's highly successful for a small segment of specialized kids. Your kid would fit into that. So there's no singular answer to this question. But the fact is, your obligation isn't to the society or to your nature or to other people's children, it's to yours. You make the best decision you can for your child. If everybody does that, everybody's child is going to be better off. Stop sacrificing. Don't sacrifice your child to mediocrity because, you're trying to be equal. It's That's how you get mediocrity. Quality is just everybody being mediocre. Doesn't really sound so good, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Let everybody be different.
Yes.
Encourage it.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway. So that's my thing. But the closest school, just because it looks better, doesn't necessarily mean it's better for your child, right? Even the better school may not be better for your child. The closer school may be better. His friends might go there. You know, there may be other reasons to go. So factor everything before you decide which school is better for your child. A focused kid can get a quality education at any school.
With your participation.
Yeah. Well, a focused kid can do it even without yours, but it helps. It helps.
How often does that happen? You know,
Happens often enough, but you know, I'm not saying her participation wouldn't help, and she's thinking about it, so that's at least I make question the angle she's taking it and her thought about it, but at least she's thinking about it. That's ahead of most people, so keep going, just keep considering it.
There you go.
All right.
Secret practices for our first grade flag football team. Is this just the way it is today? For the key players who are more talented, key players.
Is this secret practices or is this the kids getting together practicing on their own?
No,
it really depends.
No, this is a secret practice. He handpicked the best players that are going to be key players in the next game, and he coaches them.
Well, so it's not such a secret.
They're first grade. They're gonna. It's gonna slip.
Well, they know about it, right? So it's already not a secret. It's not very secretive if she already knows about it. Just wanted to point this out. Is it too far? Yes, of course it's too far. But depending upon where you are in the country, I don't know if there's in parts of Texas. I mean, next to God, football is just thunder, you know, so you can kind of get it culturally, I suspect, in a handful of areas. But yeah, it's kind of
that's
it's going overboard because
it really is.
You're gonna suck the one reason these kids actually doing it
out of it.
It's supposed to be fun, for God's sakes. Winning is supposed to be secondary when they're 6, right? It's just they're 6 and 7. Maybe 8 years old at the top end of the age range, right, in first grade. So it's mostly 6 and 7-year-olds. Yeah, this is going a little far. Just let them have some fun. Don't be so worried about winning. But we can say that, but you know, it's not going to help this situation.
In Texas, that's blasphemy.
Yeah, there's a handful of places, man, where that is blasphemy. So you may just have to kind of deal with, yes, that's the way it is there.
Yeah.
Right. So let's be clear. That's the way it is there. And so maybe the sign is you take your kid to the flag football league across town that doesn't really care about winning. They're just out there to have fun.
Yeah.
Or to the rec league, flag football league, right? There's other options. Rather than that particular league. Maybe that league is just too serious for what your child wants to do, which is sad, right? That kids who just want to have fun can't just go have fun. They got to compete with all these people who are taking it super seriously. Yeah. When they just want to have fun. It's not really fair. But, you know, fairness is for kindergartners. But those guys are in first grade, man. We shouldn't be that.
I know.
I do say fairness is for kindergartners, but that kind of extends to first graders too.
It really is.
All right. What we have next?
Okay. My cat takes part in parenting. My son seems to listen. Do I need to worry? Now, he's 2, and he'll be doing something, and Kitty doesn't think it's safe, and he'll bat his hand.
Yeah. So why are you worried?
The cat?
It's okay. If the cat was clawing, then it would be a work thing. But it doesn't seem to me that the cat is putting his claws out. Otherwise,
No.
she would say the cat is putting his claws out.
No, he's not. He's not scratching. He's just pat, pat, pat. Don't do that.
Yeah. So okay. So I'm back to why are we worried about this? Is I'd be taking videos and posting them on TikTok and trying to make some money off this shit. That's what I'd be doing.
Kitty could have his own Facebook page.
Yeah. This is marketable stuff, man.
It really is.
That's my thought. So I understand the instinctive worry, right? Because you're worried that your cat's going to get overly aggressive, but that would have happened by now.
It really would have.
Yeah.
Now, your son seeming to listen. Now, the issue is, dude, from what she was saying, the cat's right.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. This is you know how I've long said the point isn't to create pain, it's to make them change the way their thought process is, right? Which is why spanking really doesn't work. You don't have to cause any pain. It's a light flip on the switch on a bad. They don't even feel it, but they know you happen.
Patted behind.
It's an patted behind. They don't feel it, but they know that happened, and so they know that you're displeased. Same thing with the cat. The cat is giving them an immediate response to their thought. So, oh, I shouldn't be doing this. It's an immediate feedback loop, which is why punishments in 6 minutes isn't going to work because the child has moved on. They're off to something else. You can see you broke this, huh? What? That was 5 minutes ago. I have no relation to whatever you.
That was yesterday.
So punishments have to be immediate, and the cat is giving them immediate feedback.
Yeah,
which is why it's working.
Yeah,
or seeming to work.
Seeming to work.
Yeah. So let it ride, man.
It's not going to last.
No, and also accept that on occasion the cat will get scratched. Will scratch the child, but that's going to happen regardless.
You have a cat. Cat scratches happen.
Just make sure you if you do see a cat scratch, make sure you sanitize the cut. It's not going to like it, but sanitize the cut because cats do big red in litter boxes and it can get infected. It's not a high probability, but it can happen.
Yeah.
So, and undeveloped immune systems are undeveloped immune systems. So help it out. Yeah, but this is the thing you accept when you're a pet owner, right? Occasionally, pets and children are going to collide, and bruises and cuts and scrapes and these kind of things are going to happen. Just is. But is it terms, are you worried about the parenting of the cat? No, man, take it. Take the help. Take the assist from the kitty.
Another pair of eyes, dude. Yeah.
Cat seems to be all right. Holding it to where something's dangerous. So let it ride is my suggestion. Maybe if the cat starts hissing and stuff, maybe it's a different story. But at the moment, it seems perfectly fine to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Working mom and liking it and feeling guilty. Now, she before she was working, she felt she was just dialing it in.
Yeah.
Now that she's got a job, and it's 30 hours a week, she feels she's more engaged at home. She's creative. She's doing more schoolwork with the kids.
Okay, well, she broke out of her rut, which is, sometimes you need something to break it out. She didn't necessarily have to go back to work to do it, but if that's what it took, that's what it took. I'm not going to complain about it. Okay, great. I'm great. She found a way out of the rut. Here's the danger. She's going to get back in a new one. Just it happens to all of us, right? I am no stranger to falling in a rut. And next thing you know, you're going, God, why is life boring? Oh yeah, it's me. Sorry. So as long as everybody always realizes that it's the problem you're fixing isn't everybody else's problem, it's yours, right? She didn't fix her problem by going to. She didn't fix anybody else's problem by going to work. She fixed hers. Congratulations! I'm excited for her that she's better now than she was 3 months ago or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
And if that has made her a more engaged parent because she's not always focused on that. Sometimes you get lost in amongst the you can't see the forest through the trees.
Exactly.
You've been in the forest so often, you can't really see what's going on from a perspective you haven't seen in a long time.
Mhm.
Right? It's like you're always so close to the trees. Next, all of a sudden, you get to see the forest from the hill instead of it's just a different perspective.
Instead of wandering around.
Yes, but here's the thing: that perspective becomes normal
Yeah.
awfully quick.
Yeah.
And if you're not careful, you end up in the same place.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, as long as it's just keep growing and changing and evolving and pushing forward as a human being, I'm all for it. But it wasn't the job itself. The job was you probably could have gotten the same accomplishment had you been, volunteered 20 hours a week at whatever your favorite cause would have been. She could have created the same effect. But would be my suspicion, right? Just she's now evolving as a human being. She's become stagnant.
Yeah.
The kids no longer needed her as much as they used to.
Yeah.
Right. And she felt that. And she was no longer needed to be stagnant. So she reached out and good for her. I don't care what she was doing.
Yeah.
Job or or volunteer work or a new hobby. It doesn't matter. As long as she's happier now than she was 3 months ago, more power to her. And maybe she's just got a career out of this.
And your children, it's good for your children to see you doing this and having your own life, beyond just the children, they need that modeled for when they become an adult.
Yeah. They need the continual evolution modeled.
Yeah.
That it's okay to continually learn things.
Yeah.
It's okay to fail sometimes.
It is.
And it'll be all right. You'll survive.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks, you'll have a different thing to whine about. It's fine. Yeah, they need to see the ups and downs of life. So oftentimes as parents, we try to make life too calm and predictable for our children. But life isn't calm and predictable.
Yeah.
And if they never experience that as children and they never really see how you deal with that and how you manage that, they're not going to be prepared for that. And we actually see a whole generation of that has lived that way. Overprotected.
Yeah.
Unable to regulate their emotions.
Yeah.
So don't do that.
So don't do that.
So yes. So continue what you're doing. Actually, no.
Yeah, you're doing great.
Yeah. We've got no complaints here. We're encouraging you. We're completely encouraging you.
Yeah.
Don't misundertake that kind of last.
And
tangent.
you're gonna feel guilty, but it'll get better.
It'll be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's that motherhood.
It
thing.
really is.
Yeah.
I'm not present 24/7.
Yeah. It's that motherhood.
I have to be there.
No, you don't.
Or I'm a failure.
And there's often dangers.
They're going to need me.
Yeah.
And I won't be there.
Yeah. Then you know what? They'll figure something out. Or they won't. It'll be all right. That's all. They'll figure it out. We all managed. Somehow. Our generation should be dead. But then if you think about it, my grandpa's generation never should have made it past, childhood, teenagerhood, the things they did.
I know.
Well, of course, a lot of them didn't, but that's a whole different discussion. But the stupid ones didn't, or the ones who didn't learn. Just saying. Never accidentally made controlled explosive devices.
I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, I'm trying to not get us banned off of YouTube and Facebook by saying
certain words.
Yeah, certain words. But yeah, Grandpa accidentally put 2 caps on a pipe and, and lit a fuse. And yeah, it created a bigger reaction than they thought. They just thought the ends were going to pop off and it was going to be fun and make a louder boom. Yeah, it made a louder boom. It's just you had to go hide down by the river
for days.
So, granted, this is back in like the 30s, 20s, and things like that. So
yeah,
late 20s, early 30s. So completely different world. they're up in the hills. So, all right.
When do vacations become fun again? They have 2 small kids. They get equipment. They got all this work, care for childcare while they're on vacation. And it just isn't fun for him.
Okay, here's the thing. Vacations become fun again when you change your perspective.
Sorry, Buttercup.
Life as you imagined it, that doesn't exist. That's utopia. Just
You'll get it back in 40 years.
Yeah, and no, you don't. You don't want it. That you don't.
Then you don't have the same body. Then you don't have the beach body. So it's gone.
You don't really want the life that you think you do, because it doesn't exist. You imagine this utopia, and you imagine this utopian vacation. You're gonna go. Everything's gonna go right. It's all gonna be great, but that's not how life is. Here's my suggestion on anybody who goes vacation: lower expectations. Even a once in a lifetime trip, you're going to ruin it by having too high of expectations on it.
Yeah.
So drop your expectations, right? And yeah, you have to get some childcare so you can go on vacation, or you're taking the children with you and getting childcare while you're there, right? What's the?
No, they're doing it all themselves. They're taking their kids with them.
Okay, well, this is where you enjoy the vacation through the eyes of your children.
Yeah. Or, apparently they don't feel comfortable enough. They feel they're too young to be left with grandma and grandpa.
Grandma and grandpa raised you, you fools. Even if they weren't the greatest parents in the world, you survived, right? So they can survive for 72 hours while you go to Vegas over the weekend, right? They know how to feed and change children. It's not
rocket science. Sorry.
And you're not asking them to raise them. You're asking them to watch.
To watch them, babysit.
Yeah. Are they going to experience things and get to be able to do things that you don't particularly like? Yes, that's the great thing of going to grandma's.
Yeah.
You get to eat ice cream for dessert right before bed. Grandma will make you breakfast for dinner. She don't care. You want McDonald's? You want burger and fries for breakfast? Hey, why not? We'll go to right. Yeah. Want that candy bar? 2-liter of soda? I'm fine with it. Right? That's fine. She ain't gonna let him jump off the roof. Yeah.
So they'll get more treats, more sugar. They'll be, than they usually do. Don't you remember going to your grandparents' house? Come on.
Yeah, and let's be honest. After 12 hours at grandma's house, you're just bored as kids.
You really are. You're ready to go home.
It's fun for the first night. But after that, grandma's boring.
Yeah.
Sorry.
She's old. Can't keep up.
So, yeah, let go a little bit. It's fine. I mean, unless your parents or her parents or somebody's sister, we used to put it was when the kids were young, it was my sister who took care of them when we needed to break.
Mm-hmm.
Because, she was a teacher. She can manage children. And, my kids needed someone who could manage chaos. Teachers are great at that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was my sister who watched them most of the time. When they were young, and then they became old enough where they didn't really, the oldest one could, back in the time where that was allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Live in stupid times, by the way. Just saying. Responsible 12-year-olds should be able to watch their younger siblings for a couple hours. I'm just saying.
Couple hours.
Half a day. I get it. You shouldn't be watching them over the weekend. That's, but you should be able to go and have a dinner and a movie and have your 12-year-old watch your younger siblings.
I'd say 13. 14.
Well, again, it depends on the child.
But yeah, it depends on the child. Okay.
It depends on the child. So, all right.
If you have a squirrely 15-year-old, I wouldn't put him in jail. Yeah.
You got a 15-year-old boy who's got a long history of making bad decisions. He's not watching his younger siblings, right?
Ever.
Yeah. Some of these things aren't age has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
All right. What is next?
8-year-old is taking advantage of me when I have a cold, and I am tired of it.
Well, yeah. That's what do you think 8-year-olds are going to do? They're
Little opportunity
yeah.
makers.
Here's the thing. Let it go. You're sick. Let them have a little fun when you're sick. Loosen the strings a little bit. What do you care? You're sick. You're only going to be sick for a couple of days. Let them have a couple of days vacation. Let them have some fun. Yeah, here's a second high. Come down like a ton of bricks when you're better. Don't punish them for anything they did. It's just now you make them toe the line for the next week.
I'm back.
That's all. Don't be unreasonable. You don't even have to punish them for anything that you just make them toe the line again. That's all.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like a snow day. Let them have some.
Snow day.
Let them run a little bit. That's my suggestion. Yeah, you let them take advantage of you being sick. Just make sure you put the hammer back down when you're not.
You know what? My youngest daughter's dad, who was my second husband, we were divorced, and he had some physical issues, and he was having a bad day. And my youngest daughter, she was pushing him, and he looked at her and he said, "You're taking advantage of me." She looked at him and goes, "Yeah, what are you going to do about it?" No, not much.
Tell your mother is what I'm going to do. I'm going to have your mother do something about it, because if I do something about it, we're both going to regret it. So that's one of those. That's the only time it's acceptable to kick off to the other parent on those leagues. I'm letting your other parent decide, because I can't make a rational decision. That's what's going to happen. I hated it when I was the only parent that could make the decision. Oh, man, now I've got to sit here and make a rational decision when I'm not being rational. I think you all better go in the other room. I think that's what needs to happen right about now. I need some space. No, you guys need some space for me. That's when it has to be quiet for hours. I never actually had to do anything. I just let that sit. That was usually enough. So, all right. That is it. So parenting isn't about perfection. It's about presence, patience, and the willingness to keep showing up, even when you're exhausted, overwhelmed, or quietly Googling when do vacations become fun again, or when can you speak again? That's it for me and Lovey tonight. Have a good night, and please remember to love everybody.
Good.